Now I'll explain the body movements of human beings. That means how we move about in general. Now, if you look sideways, how do you walk? Say you want to move forward. So what do? You take one leg forward. You keep one leg forward. The other leg pushes you. So you take one step, and then you move forward. So in this way, you move forward. Suppose you want to move backward. You put the force over there, and you move like this. So in this way, our body movements occurs. Now, let me explain a few body movements of certain animals which we will discuss. So the animals in discussion are earthworm, snail, cockroach, birds, fish and snake. If you look at earthworm, an earthworm's body is made up of many rings, joined end to end. We all have seen earthworm, which is sometimes called as the farmer's best friend. So how does an earthworm look like? It looks like it's a small worm. It can be small, it can be large. It's an insect. It comes under a category called annelids. The key thing is, it's an invertebrate. It does not have a backbone. It has no bones, only tissues. Now during movement, how does an earthworm move? It moves very slowly. It doesn't move very fast. However, for the small movement, how does it do? During movement, so it first elongates this front end while keeping the rear end fixed. Then it fixes this front end and releases the rear end. So it gives a short push. Then once again, it elongates the front end, keeping the rear end fixed. Then it releases the rear end, it gives a push. So it's just like you are pushing the car. So it's pushing itself. So this is how an earthworm moves. Now, the movement of snail. A snail is a very slow moving organism which has an outer cover. It lives in a shell. It has a shell, and when it goes inside the shell, when it goes inside the shell, the outer covering is a hard shell so that it can protect itself from its predators and it can save itself. However, when it has to move from one place to another, what it does, it comes out of the shell, and it has it also has a lot of ring kind of body structure. However, it also has small feet. It has small feet below it. So it has a waving motion, just like the way we move. It has a waving motion. It just waves around and it moves. So if you observe carefully, it moves during the waving motion of the foot. It uses the waving motion of the foot and it moves forward and backward as per requirement. And an amazing fact of snail is, you keep a razor sharp blade. What happens if you touch a razor sharp blade? We will get cut and blood will start coming out of it. But an amazing thing of snail is it can go through a razor sharp blade and not a single scratch will come on it. So that's the amazing fact of snails. Now we are going to study about the movement of cockroach. We all are irritated by the cockroaches in our houses. No matter how much hit we use, the cockroaches are still fitting in all those places, the kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms, everywhere. They are normally brownish white in color, like they have a general shape. They have 3 pairs of legs. They can either walk, they can climb, or they can even fly. So they are very tough insects. For insects, they are really very tough, and they have been on this earth for more than 250 million years, long before we human beings came into existence. So they are the real survivors. And an amazing fact of cockroaches is, even if you cut their head and leave it, it can survive without head for 10 days. Imagine, headless cockroaches. No other animal can do us, including us. So, now, we will study about birds. Birds also have skeleton because they are also animals which have backbone, and however, they have holes in their bones, which makes their bones lightweight and which enables them to fly. Unlike our bones or other animals, our bones are very heavy. That's why we are not able to fly. But bird bones are very light. They have a lot of holes inside it, and they are very lightweight. And also they are quite strong. That's why they are able to fly. So they can run, birds can fly, they can run, walk, fly and swim. Penguin is the only bird which can swim. All other birds can either run, walk, or fly. There are a few birds which cannot fly, like the world's largest bird, which is ostrich, and the world's smallest bird is the hummingbird that can fly, and the hummingbird is the only bird that can fly backwards. But the only bird without wings is the kiwi, the country of New Zealand. So this is about birds, and we all like to eat fish. So how does a fish look? It has a backbone. It's very much simple to the leaf venation. So it has a central backbone, the midrib backbone, and which branches called the bones, the veins, something like the bone. So it has the main backbone with the branched bones. So this, and fishes, they only swim. They can only survive in water. They are aquatic based. They are water based animals. They cannot survive outside water because they need gills to breathe. Because when you take the fish out of water, the gills get stuck and they are not able to extract the oxygen, the dissolved oxygen from the water. That's why they only survive in water and they cannot survive outside water. So, and how do fishes move? Just by swimming. Normally they have two pairs of fins. Like you have a frontal fin and you have a dorsal fin. Sometimes some fishes can have an extra fin like this. So it's just like you're just flipping. I mean, they just move around like this, like this. Just by flipping their fins, they move around. And this frontal fin they use for navigating, and the dorsal fin they mainly use for speed. This fin it gives amazing speed to the fish, and the fastest fish is the sailfish. Now we study the body movements of snakes. So what are snakes? Snakes are unique creatures. They are also they are known as reptiles, which have a long backbone. They have a long backbone with small further bones, and they have thin muscles. They have thin muscles. They don't have very thick muscles. Maybe for thicker snakes, they have thicker muscles. Maybe like anaconda, python, or maybe even king cobra. But their muscles are very strong. What they do is they form a curve. They form a curve and they form a loop, and then they give a small push. So it gives a forward movement. So that's why snakes they slither. They give a loop formation which helps them to move forward. Sometimes, like the sidewinder snake, they move sideways. That's why it's called a sidewinder snake. But normally all snakes move like this. That's why it's called the snake river. There's a famous snake river in America. So like this. So each loop gives a forward movement. Sometimes they can also move backwards, but they very rarely move backwards. They move forwards, sideways. So that's why they say the snakes slither around. In very slang language, snakes creep around, something like that. But the normal word is snakes slither and move around in curves and loops. So this is how they move. So we have discussed the movement of earthworm, which is a lower level organism because it does not have because it's an invertebrate, its brain is not that much developed compared to the vertebrates, the animals which have backbones, including us. Then we studied about snail, which is also not very developed. It's also a lower level organism. Cockroach is also an insect, an invertebrate which does not have a backbone. Birds, they have a backbone. Fish, they have a backbone. Even snakes, they have a backbone. Birds belong to the class Aves, A-V-E-S, Aves. Fish belong to the classes called Pisces. And snakes belong to the category called Reptilia, class of reptilia, reptiles. And we belong to the class of Mammalia or mammals. And we also have one more category for backbone, that is amphibians. That means beings, organisms which can survive both in water and land, like frogs and toads, newts, salamanders, etc. So we have discussed a few body movements of a few organisms. But there are further many more organisms. If you want to discuss any body movements of any particular organisms, and in generally, if you have any doubts or suggestions, please mention us in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.